What's up, YouTubers? This is Ifbb Pro Rico Rivas. We are doing a podcast. It's been a while that we don't do a podcast. I think it was been 3 weeks because after my show, I decided to take a little bit break. I was burnt out and I wanted to recover myself. And now we are here 3 weeks later to talk about everything what happened in the show and what can happen when you are in prep. Things always happen when you are in prep and how you can overcome and how you can keep your mind focused. So first of all, I wanted to thank you everybody from the bottom of my heart. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to order your Sonoma Fit meals. Use code RICO for some discount. And most important is start your weekend with the healthy choices. Okay? So anyways, we have a big news that I am very excited about it. This is something that I really thank God, and I really very proud of myself because I finally feel like my hard work has been recognized and my hard work has been paying off. So I am officially a sponsor from Pay Athlete from Gap Sport Nutrition and NutraFlex. So they contact me. They wanted to sponsor me for 1 year, doing one show in 1 year. They sent me the contract, obviously, in the computer. I already signed it. And then I am officially a sponsor by them with salary for 1 year and one show at a year. So I am so excited for this. NutraFlex and Gap Sport is one of the biggest company out there for the Olympia and for many other supplements. They sponsored Big Ramy before. They sponsored William Bonac. They sponsored Regan Grimes. And now I am so proud to be part of that team. I wanted to thank you, the CEO from Gap Sport and NutraFlex, to contact me and give it to me this opportunity that I am planning to represent in my best abilities as possible. So that is the big bang news that I am so proud of myself. So going down and moving forward, this podcast is going to be a little bit different because I am trying to talk about very personal in my life. And if you know me, you know that I don't have very many friends and I only surround myself by very small group of people and keeping my life private. But I feel like it's important to talk what happened during prep and what can happen and how you can really overcome and keep yourself focused. Because no matter what happened, the show is still going on. So you have to keep yourself focused. So anyways, I'm not going to go in numerical. I can go in numerical orders, but I don't have exactly how many they are. So here it is. And like I said, hopefully you guys like this video. Hopefully you guys make you think what you get yourself on. And most important, hopefully make you realize that anything can happen. And whatever happens, you just have to keep yourself focused. No regrets. So, one more thing. After my show, we got a second place. I am so happy about it. The trophy, the medal, Tampa Pro. After everything what happened during this prep, I was so proud to take the second place. And I am congratulating to the guy that took the first place. He deserved it. It was up to the judges, and I respect their decision. But I was so happy to take the second place. And that night when they announced second place, I was a little bit down. But then I realized that everything what happened, taking second place, is nothing but proud. So that is the show. So anyways, we're going to talk about it, what happened during prep. So we're going to start a little bit backwards. The first day that what happened, we got ready for 19 weeks. My coach and I, Ifbb Pro Blue Taylor, he decided to do 19 weeks prep. Everything was going smooth into actually 8 weeks. 8 weeks, or I believe it was 8 weeks or 9 weeks. I start with cream of rice, I start with chicken and ground turkey. When we switch everything to fish and just one meal of chicken and the rest fish, I have a very bad digestion. I could not really handle the fact to eat fish. Every time I was eating, I was throwing up. At the smell, I was getting sick. I don't know what it was, but I could not handle very well. When I did my pro debut, I did it 7 weeks with fish and everything was okay. This one, for some reason, my body could not handle the fish. I don't know exactly. I don't do nothing different. I buy the same fish, white fish, caught, but for some reason, my body could not handle that. So I was dealing with that problem that every time I eat fish, I feel like I wanted to throw up and I could not handle. I take a lot of digestion meals. I take a lot of fiber. I did everything what I can, but unfortunately, the food, it was one of the biggest problem that I have during 8 weeks, 8, 9 weeks before the competition. I believe it was 10 weeks before the competition. When we switched to fish, everything fell apart. I could not handle mentally. I could not handle, and so I continued to eat it and forcing myself to eat. That was what happened during the competition. I don't keep up. I did exactly what my coach said. I put that fish in my mouth, don't care what happens, and just eat it and don't complain. So that is what can happen. Many bodybuilders, many people that do a competition know the food is the number one thing when you compete. If you cannot handle your food, if you can't have a digestion, everything can be ruined. Okay? So that was number one. Number two, mental illness. I was going through so many mental illness in this competition. It was weird. I believe this is the second time that I experienced that. In my pro debut, I experienced the same thing. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I died so hard. Maybe because I pushed myself to the ground. But I was just extremely, extremely, extremely mentally not okay. I was needing to take my time to go to the gym. I could not handle the fact that people was talking to me in the gym. I was always afraid to go to the gym. It was many things. If you suffer from mental illness, you know what I'm talking about. Many bodybuilders, professional bodybuilders, after they retire, they suffer from mental illness. And still, during all that, for some reason, everything fall apart. And I just continue, buckle up, and continue to work out, continue my diet, and just try to be as positive as I can. So that is one of the problems that some bodybuilders can really face. If you do your first show, if you do your last show, or if you compete in the high level, you maybe happen to face that. And let me tell you, it was not pretty. It was extremely hard. I don't know how to describe, but unfortunately, it happens. And I just try to do my best every time I go to the gym and every time I was around people. So that was the number two. Number three, when we will, I believe it happened 6 weeks before the competition, 6 weeks or 7 weeks. Me and my biography, shout out to Ricky Bravo, the man that's doing all this, they work hard for you guys to really look this content and support this content. So when it was a leg workout, I think it was one of the leg workout that we were gonna film, and they filmed the cameras, everything was ready. And somehow, I believe I was carrying like a 285 pounds, 345 pounds, I think I was carrying. For some reason, I was doing squats. And when I was carrying the weight, I was feeling fine. And then I was going for 12 repetitions. And the repetition number 8, I feel a big pain in my left quad. I feel like I tore the muscle or something. It was a very loud pop that I feel in my quad. And the weights almost fall off of me. So luckily, I'm a strong guy, so I managed to put it the way back. But the pain, it was right there. I completely 110% feel like I rip my quad. So luckily, it was not a rip, it was not a tear, it was just muscle stretching. If you do competition, if you are in any kind of sport, you know what is muscle stretching. The muscle is stretched to the max and it pull the whole entire tendon, and after that, I rip. Luckily, I pull as much as I can, and I believe because my quads are a little bit bigger and I am very used to that pain and the heavy weights, I didn't rip at that moment, at that time. So, but it was close to be rep. So that was 7 weeks before the show. I immediately contact my coach. I sent the pictures. I was not having bruise or anything, but the pain, it was just, I could not even walk. I could not even bend my knee at all. So it took me 2 weeks to get ready of the pain and to be okay. That doesn't mean I don't work out for 2 weeks legs. I just do a light leg workout, but still it was I could not really train 100%. Okay, and so that things can happen. It happens to everybody, every bodybuilder, every professional athlete. You don't even have to be professional and suffer from some kind of injury. The problem is when you have an injury 6, 4, 5, 10 weeks before competition, that's the problem. That's the devastating news. Luckily enough, I got to get an MRI. Everything was okay. That's what the doctor told me. It was muscle stretching and nothing else happened. So it takes me 2 weeks to recover. We recover and we continue with the prep and everything go on again. So that is the number 2, what can happen during prep. Okay, I was stressed out, very stressed out. So that was it. The number 4. Now, number 4 is a very, very personal to me and very emotional to me. Like I say, I always try to keep in my private life, my life private. But I feel like I should put it out there because I feel like things like this happens. And no matter what happens, you have to be strong. You have to have the mentality and you have to finish the race. And that's what I did. So anyways, 3 weeks before the competition, I go to a major breakup. My relationship go to the ground. We break up and decide to go separate ways. And that devastated me, especially because I was in contest prep. It was 3 weeks before, and it really affected me mentally and emotionally a lot. I'm not putting excuses. That's the reason why I got second place. The reason why I got second place, it was different. I can talk later on in this topic. What I'm trying to say is that when you have this kind the problem going to break up or something that magnitude, it really affect you. Affect emotionally, mentally, in every way as possible. It completely destroyed me, but I learned over the years that things happen for a reason. And I am a professional athlete. It takes me a long time to get my pro card, and it takes me many shows. And as much as whatever happened, I have to continue on. And the show is going on no matter what. So I have to finish the race. I have to put all my emotions aside and just continue to get in my prep and continue to focus on the goal. And that's exactly what I did. So no matter what the situation it was something that I have to really decide what I should do, because most people that they are not strong, most people that they don't face these things, all they're doing is they quit, or they don't finish the race, or they don't finish the show, they don't do anything, and they quit, and they go, and later on they regret. I don't regret, I continue with the show, I continue with my prep and my best ability, even in stress out, even in emotionally, I was in pain, but I continue and I am proud to say that because that when you are stressed, stress affects your cortisol level. You prep, it will ruin by stress. You will not change, your body will not handle very well. You will not see your improvements. You will not lose weight. Why? Because you're stressed. In this case, I have mentality that I have to block this. I have to block these emotions. It is what it is. Decide to go separate ways. And I have to continue where my life is taking me. And my life, it was taking me to the show. And that's what I did. And so soon as I finish the show, I face it better and I take care better. And, I am here now, continue to work hard. And like I say, sometimes when one door shut off, a small window open up, and that's what happens. I finally officially sponsored by God Sport and Nutraflex, which I am very proud about it. They recognize my hard work. So that was the topic number 4. It was a big topic, but I think it's it was important to me to put it out there so that way people know what can happen during this. And I am nothing but proud, finish second place, and nothing but proud that I finished my race and I finished the competition. So that was it. So the next thing that can happen, flying. We left, me and my assistant, we left almost 5 days before the competition. We left, I believe we fly at night to Tampa. We fly like at 11 p.m. and we got Tampa like at 7 a.m. So your body hold water, obviously, and the fly when you fly. Okay, I have fly before, but when you fly in the professional level and you doing this prep crazy things, fly can really, really, really ruin you physique. So I have to wear compression socks, compression pants, compression t-shirt, and you can imagine how hot I was in the plane. So it was so uncomfortable. I feel like I was wrapping with aluminum foil, sweating all the time, no water. So it was really, really uncomfortable. Everything that you have to do for flight, it can be very stressful. So I take it all my protein with me, and I'm gonna give you a shout out to Sonoma Fit Meals to bring my protein in time. They supply me to taking my protein to the show, chicken, steak, and fish. So I freeze everything for 2 days, and I brought it in my suitcase. When we got to Tampa, we go to a Walmart and we buy everything where we need. Okay, and then we actually rent an Airbnb, which have a small kitchen and a rice cooker that can cook all the rice and everything. So the main thing is just to bring the protein over there. So that was very stressful too, but I still try to manage everything, me and my assistant, and do everything like it was supposed to do whatever it takes to go into that show and finish strong, and that's what we did. So that is the next topic, number 5. So this right here is what can happen during your prep and during your competition. And my advice to you is you work so hard for what you do. You believe in yourself. Don't let anyone or any situation bring you down and make you quit, because trust me, you will regret it. This is your moment and shine, whether you compete for the first time, whether this is your last, or whether you compete in the high level, or any sport that you do that is valuable and you know that you are a competitor. Whatever happens, you must finish where you started. That's what it takes. That mentality, it doesn't come in overnight. It takes time. But that's the mentality that you have to have when you decide to compete. And that's what I did. So during the show, it was an amazing weekend for me. I have nothing but happiness to live my dream. Obviously, I would like the first place, but it happens. So we are over there one day before we cut the water. Actually, we start cutting the water 1 week before we start the show. It was gonna be Thursday. I compete Thursday, so we start cutting the water Friday before the show, like 6 days before. We start 2.5 gallons, and then Saturday we go. There's 3 gallons, and then Saturday we go 2.5 gallons. Sunday we go 2 gallons. Monday 1.5 gallons. Tuesday 1 gallon. Wednesday half a gallon, and Thursday half a gallon. I cut the water, all the water, about 7, 8 o'clock at night. Now, this one, it was very challenging for me and for my coach. I'm sure my coach already have experience with this, because normally competitions, you compete in the morning, that's the pre-judging, and then in the night is the night show, the finals. This particular competition, the finals start at 5 p.m. in Florida, Tampa time. So I had the whole afternoon, to to dehydrate and full myself up to compete at 5 p.m. I had never competed at that time. So it really threw me off, but I was just, trusting my coach what he was doing. So we cut the water. We cut the water Wednesday at 8 p.m. I believe, and then we start filling myself up, which means we start eating every hour and a half. Every hour and a half, it was 350 grams of rice, 4 ounces of chicken, and a couple rice cakes every hour and a half. As soon as I eat, half an hour later, I post, send the picture to my coach, and then he sent me my next meal, and very much it was like that all the way into almost 3 p.m. Thursday. So you can imagine how much rice and food I have in my stomach. Now, I was fine because I was starving for so long, but after the show is the problem, or when you drink water is the problem. So, but because there's no water, I was trying to get fine. And then after that, I start bringing the sweetness and the fats, so that way, the vascularity and everything come. So then we go to the show. I was in the show. It was at 5 p.m., ready to the stage. I have a nothing. I was so excited about it. I did the Masters. I got second place. It was a really good battle, and I was just nothing but proud of myself to make it, So soon as I finished the show, when I know that I was second place, I was a little low, little down. But after that, thinking with everything what happened during the prep, I was more proud than taking the second place. I am not putting excuses. That's why I take the second place, because what happened is I show up and the pre-judging at 190 pounds, and the guy that went, he was actually 220 pounds. So I was smaller, but I was very, very conditioned. My condition was in the next level. But the guy was not very much conditioned, I think. I mean, in my experience, I don't want to offend anybody, but he was bigger than me. So that's what happened. When I talked to the judge about his criticism and what he told me so I can get it better myself, he told me that I was shadow him with my condition, but he was overwhelming me with his size. And bodybuilding is about size as much as everybody trying to, disagree. Yes, condition is important, but if you have no size, especially when you compete in the high level. So that's what happens. So now I know, and then even the judges told me, in order to compete in the open class, master open class, I had to put it at 12 to 15 pounds, in my frame, what it is. So it's a lot of, people would say 12 or 15 pounds is nothing. Obviously, if you go to McDonald's, you can put it 12 or 15 pounds in 1 month. We're talking about 12 or 15 pounds solid of muscle, okay, off season. So if I put it at 12 or 15 pounds in 6 months, it will be no good, because I will have a health problems. You can even have a heart attack because your body is not used to. But if I put it at 12 or 15 pounds in 1 year, your body is getting used to that weight. Your body start recognizing the weight, and you do it in the healthy way because you do it slower. And that's what I think is the plan right now. Put it at 12 or 15 pounds in 1 year and compete in 1 year, since I have my contract for GAT Sport and Nutraflex, and it's one competition at a year. So, that's the plan for now. Then the next day I compete, it was Saturday, and I compete in the open class. Now, I know myself that in the open class I was not going to be competitor, but I wanted to do it because I wanted to be with my idols, and I wanted to really, really put myself there. So the line, it was a stack up. It was many celebrities, bodybuilder, John De La Rosa, Mohammed, Bragg. It was many people over there. There was a good names in there. And we know that I was not going to place very good, because these guys are extremely big, okay? So I believe I ended in place over there, number 16, but I was so proud to be there. It was my favorite class, actually. Besides I take this, but it was my favorite class because I was just so proud to be there with my idols, and then I have a nothing by respect for them, and I have a nothing by inspiration for them. So, so me being right next to them, it was the best part and the whole entire weekend. So anyways, we finish. I start carving up everything. By the time that I show up in the open class, I show up at 200 pounds. I compete, we finish, and then we come back to the Airbnb, and then we come back Sunday. We left actually the Airbnb Sunday at 2 p.m. at 2 a.m. because our flight was gonna come in. Our flight was gonna go out at 4 a.m. So we are in California, in San Francisco, at 11 or 10:30 in the morning. So we pack everything, and then we come back. When I come back here, I deal with my emotions, with everything happening, and then I just recover. Because I was so emotional. I normally don't do this. I normally very stricter in everything what I do. I normally after the show I have a cheat meal, I have a cheat breakfast, and then I come back to my diet slowly, and then I start, slowly introducing the food. At this point, because I was so emotional, I was so down myself with everything that burned me. I mean, I eat so bad for 2 days that I start swallowing and I start holding sodium and water. My ankles were so big. I mean, I looked like I was, like a balloon. So anyways, after 2 days, my coach sent it to me, my new diet, my rebounds. We got the rebounds, and then I start my diet, start my prep for 6 more months. Not my prep, I'm sorry, my rebounds. And then the body start come back, and now I am start getting in shape again. So I'm happy, healthy, feel a lot better because 2 days after the show, I could not even tie my shoes. My stomach start going down, I start seeing my abs, so everything come back. This is not a healthy way to do it. It was not a healthy way to do it. I regret it. I normally not like that. I never been like that. But at this circumstance, emotionally, it was burning me. And then I decided to eat every single thing as possible. So that's what happened, guys. That's how prep is going. It's always, every prep it have history. Every prep is different. Some preps are good. Some preps you go to some rough stuff, and some preps it's just smooth. The bottom line in all this is that you have to keep yourself focused. You have to continue with whatever you started. Otherwise, you will regret it. That's the bottom line. And I feel like it was important to put this out there. I ain't not putting excuses, and I ain't not saying this to feel sorry for me. What I'm trying to do is trying to put this out there for people that are going through this. Because if you're going through this, just know that when you finish whatever you're doing, you're going to be so proud of yourself. The win is going to be even better. This second place, it looks to me like I won the Olympia. Why? Because everything what I go through. Everything what I go through. I have nothing else to prove. I've won many shows, many titles, and I am competing in the high level. Okay? And it cost me so many sacrifices. Okay? But the point in this is that no matter what, no matter what happens, when you finish where you started, you're going to be proud and you're going to feel like you won the first place, or whatever you win, it's going to be the top of the prize. That is the point, in all this. It is unfortunately everything what happens, but I have no control. Like I always say in my social media, control what is controllable and don't worry about the rest, So I have no control what can happen. It happens, the breakup, it really brought me to the ground. But unfortunately, some mistakes are not repairable. And unfortunately, when something like this happens, it's better to go separate ways. So now that I am a little bit more clear mind, now that I am a little bit better, I have nothing to wish the best, because I had to give you credit to the person that was next to me. That's the reason, 50% of the reason why I got my pro card. And I always gonna be thank you for that. And she was a big part of my preps. And at this time when I did it alone, I pride myself that I finish alone. So that's everything what I have to say, guys. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope this not overwhelming this you, and I hope you don't take this in the wrong way. I just wanted to put this out there. I am giving you everybody. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to order your Sonoma Fit meals. Use Rico for some discount. Don't forget to drop the comment. I wanted to thank you, a big thank you to my coach, Ifbb Pro, Blue Taylor. I wanted to thank you to my trainer, Chuck Minosa. Thank you to my posing coach, Jose Raymond, and my workout partners. And I wanted to thank you, a big thank you, because I'm so excited to be a God Sport and NutraFlex team, part of the team. I want to thank you to the CEO for contacting me. Thank you for the opportunity, and I'm trying to really represent this company and my best ability. What is next? Well, we're going to decide to put it at that 12, 15 pounds in 1 year, show up next year, and win the Pro Show. That is my goal. That is my focus. And believe me, it's going to happen. Thank you, guys. To the next time. Next time, we're going to do something in the gym again. We're going to continue to do our podcast. Don't forget to go to RicoRivas.net. God bless you guys, and thank you for everything.